at the person next to you. So recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together. In the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary.
I feel it.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 In the name of love. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
We come together in the name of love.
In every walk of life,
Every walk of life,
every creed and color,
every creed and color.
kinship we unite. We honor the God in each other.
Look at the person next to you. Say namaste and I bow to you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I feel like Gladys Knight and the Pips.
That's right.
I think we need to do some choreography next time. Welcome to Unity Church of Hawaii. We're so glad you decided to join us this morning. We'd like to now invite you to please stand and let's talk about love being our decision.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision.
Thank you, Zamar. Show your appreciation, that's right, for our great musical team, Dan Del Negro and the whole bunch. Good morning. Aloha kakahiaka. I'm Reverend Margie Hyatt, and it's my joy to welcome you all this morning to Unity Church of Hawaii, where, centered in God, we elevate global consciousness through the realization of oneness. And how do we go about that? Unity is an inclusive, welcoming, spiritual, educational, and healing movement that was founded over 100 years ago on the power of prayer to heal and transform our lives. We utilize the tools of prayer and meditation, affirmations, the power of our spoken word to create these changes, these shifts in ourselves. And as we change and shift, so too does the world around us. So let's practice some powerful activity this morning. Yes, thank you. Each one of us is created in the image and likeness of God itself. You hold that creative energy within you, the potential to create your world as God created the cosmos. I am a magnificent expression of God. I invite you to claim that with me this morning for yourself. I am a magnificent creation of God. And when we awaken to this truth, we often begin to feel a little tug within us. That's our soul and our heart's desire calling us to live purposefully in the world, to follow the urging of the soul within. My soul calls me to live a holy purpose. Claim that with me. My soul calls me to live a holy purpose. And from these two truths, we have confidence to live in faith daily, that we are moved forward in the journey of life in a grand, universal conspiracy of God's love to lift us ever higher in our life. I live in the loving flow of God's energy. Claim that with me. I live in the loving flow of God's energy. And so it is. So let's experience some of that energy this morning that's all around us. I invite us to stand and shake a hand, greet a neighbor, fist bump, express aloha this morning.
Take a second.
Now, please don't sit down, because on this Sunday, we like to ask you to help us spread a little aloha all around the world. Okay, man. People, are you listening to what we're about to say? See, we're on a mission, trying to find a way. With you and me, there's a guarantee. Spread a little aloha around the world. I know we can work it you imagine all around the world a little aloha in every boy and girl? Could you imagine how simple life could be? A little aloha in you and me. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. Aloha means hello, and aloha means goodbye, and aloha means I love you, and I want to take you high. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the world. A-L-O-H-A, a little aloha in our day. Spread a little aloha around the
Thank you, Samar. Thank you. Aloha. So good to see all of you this morning. I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, the senior minister here at Unity Church of Hawaii. And we want to welcome all of you here. Thank you for being here this morning. If this is your first time here, or your first time since I've become the senior minister here, we want to give you a special warm welcome. Now, some of you are second or third timers, and we're so happy that you've come back. Thank you, Brandy, and others who have come back. So if this is your first time here or first time since I've been the senior minister, if you would honor us, if you would be willing to stand, we have some gifts for you. We have kukui nutley and a packet of information about our church. So first time since I've become the senior minister. Would you stand? All right, Sydney, good to have you here. Thank you. It's awesome to have you here. And in that packet of information, there's a free breakfast pass. And right down here, there's vegan choices. There's choices about breakfast. And so breakfast, well, this is Aloha Sunday, and there's going to be a free breakfast for everybody. So you can bring that back and get a free breakfast next Sunday or whenever you return. But we'd like to give you a blessing. It's such a joy. So auspicious to have you here, Sydney. Okay, let's get the energy going. Whew, do you feel it? Okay, repeat after me. We bless you. We know who you really are. You are the love and light of God. Here on this planet to do amazing things. And we are here to love you, to support you, to celebrate you. Welcome to Unity! Woo, woo, woo. Thank you for being here. Awesome. We have people who watch us online as well on our website. They either watch us live or they come in and love stream later on, or on our YouTube channel. And we also have people who watch us on Alelo television on Wednesday nights or Saturday morning, and listen to us on K-Sun Radio in Wichita, Kansas. So let's give a shaka back here to lovely Lisa. Okay, thank you for joining us. We love you, we bless you, and we know that where you are, all of God is. So there's no separation between you and us. We're one family, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're all in this together. And we love you, and we hold the highest and best for you and for your life. We love you, and we bless you. Let's give them some love. Thank you. And helping us today on the platform is Reverend Margie Hyatt. And then assisting us this morning with the daily word and morning meditation is prayer chaplain and licensed unity teacher candidate, Brian Toucheron. So, Margie, thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Tim. I called Joanne Adams, our board president, for the first announcement. No doubt exciting as always she is.
Aloha! Well, as you can tell, we've launched Makahiki. As you know, you've been paying attention for the last 2 years, Makahiki starts with the cleansing. And yesterday was the cleansing. We had 18 people show up. And please take the time to read the names. I won't go through them, so take the time to read the names. We had a crew in the courtyard doing power washing, a crew in the chapel, cleaning the chapel, a crew that was headed by Johanna in the back room getting the Wednesday night service organized, and the landscaping crew, including Thomas and Tim, who planted a new gardenia bush, which you can see on your way out. So it was a wonderful time. Thank you very much, all of you who showed up. Okay, now the next event to come up is next week, and we're going to have the Picnic Princess come in next Sunday to hype the picnic for us on the 13th. And then I'm going to talk today about the dining and dancing on the 20th. And we've got 28 tickets sold, so I've got seed money. I can start paying for parking and food and so on and getting that event going. Marcia Fithian is going creatively crazy with all the events she's bringing in. It is a fundraiser, and the Cunninghams who are here with us have offered their beautiful 4,000 square foot cabin in Alaska. Do you want to stand a little bit? Please see Gary, because he says this is a fabulous event, and I've read the reviews. It's fabulous. So please talk to him if you have any details for that event. So the tickets are $81. If you would like preferred seating and parking, make it rounded up to $100, and we'll work that out for you. The parking is limited. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. As Reverend Tim mentioned, today is Aloha Sunday, so that means breakfast for everyone. And this month, it's sponsored by a wonderful duo, Kathy Kaiser, our steward of church administration. Is it? No, wrong one. Church operations. And her sister, Rosie Kaiser, whom you all know. Rosie served on the board in the past. So thank you to the Kaiser sisters. They offer this today in honor of their brothers. We have an upcoming workshop with Keith Areola, The Healing Power of Laughter. It's on Friday the 5th, this Friday, up in room 201. If you've enjoyed some of Keith's other offerings, you will, I'm sure, laugh a lot at this one. So come along and enjoy that practice with Keith. We also have an SEE week coming up. It begins Saturday, skips Sunday and Monday, holiday stuff, you know, and then concludes Tuesday through Friday. So each of those 5 days, there will be 3 classes. Foundations of Unity, taught by June Dillinger. June's not in the room. No, not yet. I'm teaching Discerning Your Purpose at 1 o'clock, and then Geo Downer and Eric Belair, newly minted licensed teacher Eric Belair, are teaching together Metaphysics 4, a toolkit for spiritual living. So come and enjoy us, and join us, and enjoy these classes to enrich your own personal life. Catherine Burton is going to be down in Connection Central. She has information pages, and you can sign up and get your reading assignments and all that kind of good stuff. And then Reverend Tim, you have some news to share.
I do. Thank you, Margie. Let's give Margie a hand. Thank you. Okay, first of all, next Sunday, following the 11 o'clock service, after the 11 o'clock service, which by the time I get out there, it might be about 12:30-ish, but I am going to look for my St. Francis attire, and the beginning of the month of October is the feast of St. Francis, which is also my Catholic confirmation name. I'm named after St. Francis. And we will have an animal blessing out in the garden area, right out here. So if you have well-behaved animals on a leash who get along well with others and don't get too scared and nervous and, kind of mind their manners, or an animal in a container. I remember one of my favorite animal blessings. Well, all of them are my favorite, but one of them was Betsy. Betsy is a chicken, and someone brought Betsy their pet chicken, and Betsy had this amazing meditative transcendental energy as I blessed her, and I went into samadhi. I went into a trance in front of everybody petting Betsy the chicken. So if you have an animal that you want me to bless, please bring it. So on a leash, in a container, or if your animal is too nervous, is too skittish, is maybe having some psychiatric issues and needs therapy, then just bring a picture. You can bring the picture on your phone, and we can do a blessing of the animal on the phone. And we hope by next Sunday to have the medals that we've ordered. We have a little surprise gift for every animal that we bless. We have a little St. Francis medallion to put on their leash, or if it's a goldfish or something, maybe you can just put it in their aquarium. But anyway, look forward to that. So that's next Sunday. This coming Tuesday night, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the Gandhi statue over by the zoo, over by the Honolulu Zoo. There's a big Gandhi statue that I sometimes go over and pay my obeisances to. And so it is going to be a celebration of Gandhi's birthday, as well as a celebration of nonviolence and cooperation in our world. There's a concept, and Gandhi lived and died for that concept. And so we are going to have Zamar, and I'm going to join you, Zamar, for that, singing. And we're going to sing at about 4:15. We're going to be singing accompanied by the Royal Hawaiian Band. So please come to that at 4 o'clock this Tuesday. And just a quick heads up. This, you'll probably forget about this, but maybe you won't. Late in November, the last, like the week of Thanksgiving, the CEO and president of Unity Worldwide Ministries, Donna Johnson, is coming here. She wants to come to our church. She wants to meet the people of the church. She told me that she's available to do some training or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And she's going to speak on the last Sunday of November. So you can just keep that in your mind. We'll probably organize some sort of gathering to be with her as well, maybe some sort of potluck or something. Get to know her, and she can tell us more about Unity Worldwide Ministries that we're a part of. So I'll be telling you more about that as time goes along. Margie has one more announcement.
I forgot something, Reverend Tim.
You did?
This is coming to the end of the Give Aloha opportunity at the Times Foodland Market, and it's extending through Monday. So
77571.
Yes, thank you.
That's our code, 77571. All right. Thank you. Let's take a deep breath as we have our song, We Are One, as we move into a time of prayer. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we will live in harmony, and peace will come. We are one. So as we move into this time of prayer, we want to lift up the people of Japan. 2 or 3 weeks ago, a big earthquake hit Japan, From what I was told, maybe about 35 people made their transition due to that earthquake. They also had a big typhoon that came. Now a big typhoon is on its way, and as of yesterday was predicted to go right up the chain of Japan. So let us be holding our Japanese brothers and sisters in our prayers, holding all of our world in our prayers. And I invite you to get comfortable right where you're sitting. We know wherever we are, God is. Take in and out a slow, deep breath. If you wish, relax your gaze or close your eyes. Spirit of God, we know we are in the presence. We know in this presence is only peace, wholeness, health, love. All that we need is fully here and present. We align ourselves in this presence, knowing there is no one and nothing against us as God is expressing, living as us. We embrace this holy moment, this holy ground on which we stand, as we go into a moment of silence to lift the requests, intentions, and concerns of our hearts. Spirit of God, we are in the presence. We know that your presence anoints each person here, each person who is love streaming, that you're ministering to us right at the point of our need. We are safe to open our hearts. We are safe to be who we are because we are in the presence. We love you. We open our hearts to you, knowing the music, the spoken word, and all that is done here is blessed and anointed. And for all of this, we give thanks. And we say together, and so it is. Amen.
The Daily Word is a Unity publication, and you can purchase your copy of the Daily Word down at Connection Central. The Daily Word for today is balance. And the affirmation for today is work, play, rest, and prayer are balanced in my life today. Let's state this affirmation of truth together. Work, play, rest, and prayer are balanced in my life today. Creating a new dimension of consciousness, one that Jesus called the kingdom of heaven, is my purpose as I move through this day. Achieving that goal requires time and commitment, and I do what is mine to do with gratitude and appreciation. However, rest, relaxation, and prayer are also elements that are vital to my spiritual well-being. My mortal mind tends to overemphasize negative, fear-based challenges at the expense of the light and love that fills even my gloomiest days. Balance occurs when I surrender my mortal mind to the infinite mind of spirit within me. There, I will find my day perfectly balanced in rewarding and surprising ways among work, rest, relaxation, and prayer. Work, play, rest, and prayer are balanced in my life today. And from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 10 and 11, I have seen the business that God has given to everyone to be busy with. He has made everything suitable for its time. Let us settle into this ever-present moment. For we, God and I, are one. We may close our eyes or dim our gaze into this ever-present moment where we know that the balance that we are is when we're standing in that Christ-conscious nature. It's when we let go of all of the worry, all of the doubt, all of the fear, and we stand firmly rooted in the divine loving presence that we are, that God is, residing within our hearts, our minds, our souls, our very being. When we give our complete unconditional faith and trust to this divine essence, this divine presence, we move forward with a triumphant wonder that sets us free to be and to live as and in the kingdom of heaven that resides within me, that resides within you, and that resides within all. Now is the time to allow our minds, our bodies, our very essence to sit in the stillness of that presence and listen. For God will bring us home to the kingdom. Let us listen. Let us stand within this stillness. And let us be set free. Let us rest for a moment. We now awaken to the realized essence of the divine presence of God with me, in me, as me, and around me. We know that there is only this divine essence of God, that the divine essence of God shines forth endlessly. And as I place my mind, my heart, my soul, my very essence within this divine grandeur of God, within this divine grandeur of blissfulness, I know that I am united in the oneness and as the oneness in my life, and in all is and always has been perfect, whole, and complete. I surrender now into that bliss, into that perfection of God's good, knowing that the kingdom of heaven resides within me now and forevermore. I allow this presence, this divine essence, to be me, and I am set free to express the kingdom here and now. And with that, I send you endless bliss, endless love, and endless appreciation. Love you all.
Beloved one who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily soul in song rejoice to see the kingdom come. Every hope and every dream be running again, and all the world sing with one voice. The people say,
Thank you, Andrew and Nicole, and welcome to Aloha Sunday. And today we are looking at We Are OHANA. We are OHANA. We are family. We are all in this together. As I have told you that when I was in high school, we had the only high school in Wichita that had canoeing classes. We were right by a big river, and so I took canoeing classes, and I learned how to canoe and went up to someone, oh yeah, you just came back from Minneapolis, didn't you? And so I went up to the land of 10,000 lakes and paddled between islands, and wow, what I can tell you is there's nothing better than being in a canoe if you're all going in sync and you all know what you're doing and you're all working as a team. And it can be quite frustrating if it can still be fun, but not quite as fun if not everyone in the canoe is on the same team. If they all think that they're each individual teams. I've played on basketball teams like that too, where sometimes there was someone who thought they were a really great star and that everything needed to be about them, rather than it being about the team. So I want us to look at what does it mean to be OHANA? We are OHANA, and I want to look at one of these Hawaiian proverbs regarding this. Ike aku, ike ma'i. Kokua aku, kokua ma'i. Pela iho laka nohona, OHANA. And then here's the translation. Recognize and be recognized. Help and be helped. Such is family life. That is, family life requires an exchange of mutual help and recognition. Families are interesting. I worked in psychiatry for 12 years, and I worked in the hospital system for 28 years. And so constantly, I was working with families. I saw the best, and I saw the worst. I remember when a person was getting ready to make their transition, when they were getting ready to pass from this body into the next life. And there was one side of the family on one side of the patient, another half of the family on the other side of the patient. The patient was still somewhat conscious, and I came in as a chaplain to offer support, to help them to find hope and meaning in this time, to draw together as family. But guess what happened? They broke out into a fight right over the patient, right over their mother. That's why they were lined up on different sides of the person's body, because they were two different sides. They were two different teams. And at that moment, I was trying to pray and align with the divine presence. And I was asking, God, what do I need to pray for in this situation? One of the things that occurred to me was that probably the patient was praying for, God, get me out of here. Families can be a challenge. Sometimes I talk to people before Christmas time, and they're like, oh, they're just dreading it sometimes, getting together with particular family members. In some families, they have cutoffs, where they cut off from particular family members that they just can't stand to be around. And so they've cut off from them. I've talked to people who have told me that they haven't talked to family members for over 20 years. Maybe you have a family like that. Families are interesting, yeah? Some of our families are by birth, some of them are by choice. Some of you have created a family, maybe here in Hawaii, that is not family of blood, not family of origin, called a Hanai family. We have Hanai family as well as blood family, and we're close to all of them. Families invite us to look at how do we respect our differences. As I was growing up in my family, I have two older brothers. I'm the baby. Would any of you have guessed that? I don't know. And my two older brothers thought it was their job to help me to grow up in life and know that life could be tough, that there could be lots of persecution in life, and they wanted to help me to grow along those lines. So I learned at an early age not to turn my back to anybody. Now, fortunately, I've gotten over that for the most part, except when someone's spraying me with the water hose. Thomas. And they would sometimes do these things to me, you know, when I am not watching, and I got this reflex of. And sometimes that can happen in families, where you develop this knee-jerk reaction, where your defenses come up because of your concern that someone may attack you or someone may try to do something with you. That doesn't mean you're not family, but it does mean you need to work some things out. Right? And a healthy family sits down and talks about it. A healthy family works these things out. and owns up to them. I remember my father being very, very irritated with me. And I was intimidated by my father for a long time, until later we became like best friends. But growing up, I was intimidated by him, and I didn't understand him, and he never thought that I could do good enough. And I remember him saying one day, "Why is it that you never talk with me?" And I said, "Because you're very hard to talk to. You're always busy. You're always gone. We never have the chance to talk, and you never listen. Why would I talk with you?" That was an inspired moment. So one evening, he came in very gently into my room. He sat down, and he said, "Let's talk." I could tell he was open to talking. At the moment, I didn't know what to do with it. Like, okay, this is a new paradigm. What do I do with this? When we're in family, we need to respect one another, listen deeply. Do you know what I mean by listening deeply? That means not coming up with our argument while the person is talking, but listening deeply, listening to what their heart is saying, listening between the words. That's what OHANA is about. It's not easy. That's why we have families. That's why there's other people in the world. Part of the reason, to be a mirror to us of our own stuff. Let's take a deep breath. The things that irritate you the most about other people are probably tendencies you have in yourself, because we're a mirror to each other. And the closer we are to each other, the more irritating it can be. Right? That's why people go to therapy as couples, because in a close relationship, they're mirroring things back and forth to each other, and it's just aggravating each other. I think that's one of God's jokes. To draw us into a close relationship with all these loving feelings so that we can work on ourselves. Real OHANA works on itself. It's family. So, a number of us gathered. Not everyone got in the picture. There were some people already working in the back office. I didn't know. But a number of us gathered yesterday to work on the campus. We're people from diverse backgrounds. We're people from diverse nationalities. But we came together as OHANA. Not everyone was able to be here yesterday to work, and not everyone wants to work in the heat. But what I notice is that it seems to build teamwork when we have a dream, when we have a mission of what it is that we want to do, and we all come together and we work together for that mission. So here's an affirmation I've used with Keiki Church. I'll say it first, then we'll all say it together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, let's say it together. Teamwork makes the dream work. So we gathered together as a team. Sometimes you may be part of an organization that is a group, but it's not a team. This group genuinely came together as a team. Okay, I didn't get pictures of everybody. And can we dim the light up here just a little? Thank you. So Thomas and I worked on planting this gardenia bush. This gardenia bush was purchased as part of our remembrance and memorial for J.R. Coleman, who every Saturday morning would come here with others and work on the grounds every Saturday morning at 8:30. Today is JR's birthday. He made his transition, He made his transition several months ago. But when someone is part of OHANA, they're always part of OHANA. No one is left out. All of us are part of the same family. And this is all representing some very important metaphysical principles that we believe in unity. Our second principle is that each one of us is an expression of the divine. What else could we be? Each one of us is a unique presentation, outpicturing of the divine. So each one of us inherently has sacred worth. Each one of us has divine purpose and mission. Millennia have gone into the making of who you are right now. Who you are is something amazing. Who you are is not something to be discounted. Who you are is not something to be wasted. Who you are is something exciting because you are here to present the presence of God in a unique, beautiful way that's never been done quite this way before. You are here to wake up to that. You are here to help others to wake up to that. We are OHANA. We are in this together. We're all in the same canoe. So it doesn't help if we're whacking each other with our paddles. Whether it's in a spiritual community, our own family, the community of the world. I've been watching the series, The Story of God, with Morgan Freeman. Looking at different cultures and different views of God, but the commonalities and the places where we all connect. So we're all in this together. And when we work together, it would have taken a lot longer if I was working by myself to plant this gardenia bush. But working together, we can make it happen. Let's say that affirmation again. Teamwork makes the dream work. So the second principle is about the divinity of humanity. The fifth principle is that we don't just believe these principles, we put them into action in our everyday life. Last week I talked about, take my yoke upon you, Jesus said. Take my yoke upon you. And we know that that word yoke comes from the Sanskrit yoga. Take my yoga upon you. Take my practice, my discipline upon you. It's a practice. So have you been looking at your practice? Your sacred service, your prayer, meditation, your sacred reading? That's your practice. Service, the Sanskrit word for service, devotional service. Devotional service is bhakti. There's also a Sanskrit word, seva, giving service. So we were all out working, and it's hot, let me tell you. I was dripping. It's all right. Felt good. Felt good to whack stuff. It felt good to dig. It felt good to see something tangibly done I could step back and take a picture of. You know? A lot of my work isn't that tangible. So it felt really, really good. Seva is prayer in action. It's putting the principles in action. Again, spirituality is not a spectator sport. Spirituality is not a spectator sport. So, when we came up in the room 201 yesterday for prayer, I told everyone, you've already been in prayer by your sacred service. That is prayer. So I want to look at a passage of Scripture from Ephesians chapter 4. This comes from the Living Bible. I beg you, this is Paul writing, I beg you, I, a prisoner here in jail for serving the Lord. Paul was in jail a lot for his devotional service. To live and act in a way worthy of those who have been chosen for such wonderful blessings as these. He's in jail. And he said, we need to be giving service for such wonderful blessings. No matter his circumstances, he said, he was thankful. He was grateful. Be humble and gentle. Humble means grounded. Humble means down on earth. Humble means being authentic and real. Not putting yourself above others. Be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other. Just in case you didn't know what that means if someone does something that bothers you, you don't immediately go over there and pound on them. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. Try always to be led along together by the Holy Spirit, and so be at peace with one another. And this is a very important concept. We would call this New Thought. I mean, it all comes from Scripture, from Shastra. We are all parts of one body. We have the same Spirit. We have all been called to the same glorious future. For us, there is only one Lord, one faith, one baptism. And we all have the same God and Father who is over us all and in us all and living through every part of us. We are family. We are one body. Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, if one part of the body is telling the other part of the body, you're not part of the body. You know, like if the fist was fighting with the foot. That doesn't make any sense, does it? In medicine, we call that an autoimmune disease, when the body is fighting against itself. It's not healthy. In fact, it's lethal. We are here to encourage one another. We are here in this world to encourage one another. We are here to build each other up, to help each other to wake up into the amazingness that we are, the presence of God that we are. It doesn't matter how well you know these principles. What matters is, how well do you live it? Next week, we'll hear about St. Francis. I'm very close to St. Francis. One of the things St. Francis said was, preach the gospel always. And if necessary, use words. Aloha.
Pua o Hawaii Uka ama hope o ka aina Iki mai ka elele o ka roko ino Pala pala aru me ka paka Pane mai Hawaii moku o ke ave Nā honoa o Pilani Ka ko'o mai kaua I o mano Pa apu me ke one kāku I hewa A ole a e kau I ka pulima Maluna o ka pepa o ka enemi O hui aina ku ai hewa I ka pono sivila a o ki kanaka A ole makoa e mina mina I ka puukala o ke aupuni Ua lava mako I ka ai ka maha o ka aina Maho me mako lili ulani Aloha e ka pono ka aina Haina ia mai ana ka puana Ka poe aloha i ka aina
Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy and Nicole. And Andy is in Hello Dolly at Diamond Head Theater, so come and see him. Yeah, thank you. All right, good show. All right, so our ushers are coming to receive the offering, and this is our time to circulate and celebrate the abundance that we've experienced in our lives. As we take our offering, our tithes, place it in your hands, or if you wish, place it over your heart. Repeat after me. I bless this offering in the consciousness of abundance, of gratitude, and of joy. I give thanks, and so it is. Amen.
Day come, all the sons and daughters in the eyes of the morning sun. We are OHANA, wherever born and raised, and I will stand by you until my dying day. I sing this promise, my word is deep as the sea. Dedicate myself to you and you to me. We stand together, a million stars above. We are forever, forever living love. So let the mountains rumble, let the ocean rise, let the wind come rolling. I will be there for you. I will be there for you. I will be there for you. Now as I contemplate this golden shore, so many riches here, who could ask for more? The spirit of the people, the love of family, these are the things that matter, these are the things I see. So let the mountains rumble, let the ocean rise, let the wind come howling, I will be there for you. And you know I love you. You are my hope on high. When all is said and done, I will be there for you. I will be there for you. Na na na.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy. Awesome. We are OHANA. So as the ushers come, if we get our energy going and extend our hands to this offering, we bless this offering in the consciousness, knowing that this represents infinite substance of which there is no lack or limitation. We're circulating the divine good of our lives, knowing we go from here to be the light of the world, to illuminate our world. And we give thanks and we say together, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you. And thank you all for being here. And if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. And remember, free breakfast today. If you see someone wearing the kukui netle, make sure they get up to the front of the line. And if you see someone here that you don't know, remember, we're all one OHANA. So connect with them, welcome them, and thank you for being here. We have some amazing prayer chaplains who are available to know the truth with you. If prayer chaplains would come to the front, we know that you hold the light with us. And so if there's something you're grateful for, something you would like prayer for, you can come up to the prayer chaplain following this service, and they will know the truth with you. We're so grateful for you knowing the highest and best in your life. And remember, this Tuesday night, Gandhi statue. See you there, Zamar. Okay, let's all stand, join hands as we sing our peace song and Aloha Oi.